This is like so gross. I'm sorry. But one time I had food poisoning. It was what I ate for breakfast. So I had like an 8 a.m. class and I got food poisoning this 8 a.m. class. And I went up to my professor and I just, because it was like an intimate class. It was just, there was only like a few of us around the table. It was like one of those. And I went up to the professor and I whispered probably loud enough for everyone to hear. I'm like, I have food poisoning. I have to leave now. And it was like 8:15 in the morning. And he probably thought I was lying. Because like who gets food poisoning at 8:15?
But also it's like you woke up. Maybe he didn't think you were lying. So you like woke up, you went to his class. He probably thought you were hungover.
He probably did, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
It was food poisoning.
Yeah.
It was a weekday with food poisoning. Also like, this is gross, but on the walk back, because I kind of had to walk across campus and I like cut through like a part of town that wasn't campus, and there was like a bus stop in front of a gas station, and the food poisoning got so bad. I sat down on the bench, like on my walk back from class. It was like 8:30 in the morning. I sat down on the bench at the bus stop and I shit my pants.
Midnight Milkshake.
Oh my God. I had no idea you were a shit pantser in public.
No, wait. It's not like a thing I do. I had food poisoning once and it happened.
You're one of those shit pantsers.
No.
Yeah, you're a shit pantser.
It was not a regular occurrence, but it did happen once. One too many.
Yeah.
Have you never shit your pants? You did.
No, I shit my pants when I was with you. I shit my pants one time when I was with Robert. What happened?
What do you mean what happened? What happened was you shit your pants.
Yeah.
It wasn't like anything happened. It was just like I think we were like just walking around San Diego and you're like, I got to go to the bathroom. And then what did you say? You were just like,
I shit my pants and I threw away my underwear. That's all.
Are you guys liking this?
Is this good?
Probably good to check in. Or am I just sharing this and it's just unsettling all of you?
We're sorry. But here's the thing. I think most people have shot their pants at least one time. I always say I had this college roommate. She shit the bed twice. And I thought that was cool and fine. But other people were like, that's too many times.
I would say that's too many times.
But you've shut your pants.
I had food poisoning once, but I didn't like shit the bed. Is that better that I was out in society?
I don't know. Do you guys think that's better or worse? Is it better to shit your pants in public or to shit your pants in the privacy of your bed? I couldn't tell you.
Was your roommate like drunk or under the influence, or were they just kind of like...
No, I think irritable bowel syndrome.
IBS? Mm-hmm. Just shit our pants?
All hot girls have it.
All hot girls be shitting their pants?
It's a theory. I mean, there was the Alex Earl scandal about how she shit her pants.
We're in different internets.
Yeah, we are in different
Also, it's so funny
yeah.
because, like, again, I think, like, a lot of, like, guys think, like, female influencers. It's, like, very much like, oh, you know, it's all just, like, perfect Instagram grids and putting on makeup. And actually, it's, like, female influencers with a female audience actually can be grosser than anyone else because they know that the girls watching them get it.
Well, I always say that Emma Chamberlain invented girls talking about shitting openly.
Yeah.
Like, she was one of the first people to just, like, really always be like, I'm farting right now.
Yeah.
I'm shitting right now. You know? And that was revolutionary.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think pre-2012, there was still a lot of stigma around women and bodily functions. And I think like that's why something like Bridesmaids was also really revolutionary, is that it was very women shit forward. And I remember as a, college freshman with my first encounter with yeast infections, or so I believed. I went to a women's group where they were openly talking about yeast infections, and I like cried. I felt so seen. And I'm like, I do think that pre-2012, people weren't talking about all the things that can go wrong.
You need to go to a different group about women who convinced themselves they had yeast infections, but they didn't. And then you cry again.
Yeah,
like now I'm more
really
seen.
seen. Yeah.
You go to a group, you're like, hey, does anyone just like have a psychosomatic yeast infection? And they're all like, no, that's really weird.
You should get help for
that's
that.
Really
you should go
peculiar.
to this other group.
Did you get in trouble in elementary school? Like, were you disciplined often?
No, not really. Okay, here's my thing. I definitely had problems, but no, I was never disciplined by teachers. I wonder if teachers were afraid to talk to me.
Or if teachers literally took pity on you.
I think, people always talk about how they're afraid that, there's this common fear that a lot of people have, that they're special ed and no one's telling them.
That's not where I thought you were gonna go.
What?
No, go. Get it.
Am I allowed to talk about this? I think that's a pretty common fear. Am I crazy? It's a common fear that a lot of us are walking around going, what if something's severely wrong with me and everyone is just being nice about it? And here's the thing for me that I realized looking back. I genuinely think a lot of people thought there was something super wrong with me and no one was saying anything.
So you'd be throwing a fit in class and they'd be like, well, obviously no child can be this bratty and unruly. It must be a mental disability.
Yeah, and I thought that everyone was just jealous of how smart I was.
Yeah. And in fact, you were that bratty and unruly.
Maybe.
Well, dude, this is true. This is true. I literally ran weird. So I did have multiple parents think that I had like a spine condition. I had multiple parents be like, okay, like there was like this, my friend, like a friend of mine, like his dad, like whenever I would like run the bases in like a little league baseball practice, he'd be like, hey, Schultz.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, he's so supportive. And then later my friend told me that his dad thought I had like a bone condition because my legs, I was kind of bow-legged when I ran. He thought I was like Forrest Gump when he like had like the knee braces. And he was just trying to encourage someone overcoming a disability. It's like, no, I was just running odd.
I think definitely a lot of parents probably took pity on me.
I also think because again, you're so, it's like in a way it's a sign of disrespect that you just weren't sent to the principal's office all the time because you were misbehaving
No,
like
I
any other
absolutely
child.
was misbehaving. I also had intense let me talk to the manager energy.
Yeah.
Like I probably also like talk back to teachers in ways that were like on hindsight really inappropriate, but no one ever took it upstairs because I think probably they were just like, this girl is really weird.
Whereas I would get sent to the principal's office a lot in elementary school because I would talk back, but I also think people almost like assigned me an authority because I'm so quote unquote conventional looking.
Right.
In a weird way, why was I getting sent to the principal's office? White male privilege. Do you know what I mean?
And in a weird way, why wasn't I?
Racism, sexism.
Sexism.
And then heightism probably because you were small.
I was always small. I was always like the shortest girl in my class.
Yeah, I was always average height. My height was always an unremarkable element in my journey.
Yeah. Well, I think your appearance has been an unremarkable element in your journey. Sans your eyebrows.
Well, I think my eyebrows lend me an intensity I don't even mean to have.
Right.
So that is the one thing where it's like, obviously it's a non-factor, but I do think my eyebrows are so kind of striking that I think it almost is like a villainous feature. I think people assign to me villainy.
Yeah.
And therefore I'm sent to the principal's office as a first grader.
Well, you look like you're up to no good.
Yeah.
And for me, I think people assign me, again, I think that for a lot of my life, I have almost been treated as if I'm an extraterrestrial. Like, I do think that a lot of people have an inability to treat me like a fellow human. That's just something I've observed. And I think a lot of people lack empathy for me. Because they don't think that I'm a person. Yeah. I'm E.T. to them.
But you're like if E.T. could talk and was just like saying wild shit.
I'm like if E.T. was really offending them.
You're like if E.T. like looked at Elliot and was like, "You're gonna wear that."
Yeah. And again, I think if people didn't not respect me so much, their feelings would be way more hurt by things I said.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I'm sure it's protective because, again, I can be very brash. I can be I just speak with a frankness or a candor.
Well, yeah.
I guess I lack a bedside manner.
You lack a bedside manner, but what's it when you lack a bedside manner, but wherever you go, not just bedside?
Yeah, I lack manner.
You have no manners.
I have no manners.
You're rude.
I'm ill-mannered. I am rude. Famously, I'm rude. I suffer from rude.
You suffer from it.
We've talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a pathological rude.
Yeah.
I am pathologically rude. And again, I guess
it's also,
but they call it nowadays people call it autism.
I don't know. You're always trying to lump yourself in with the autistic folks, and I just like don't quite know. Because again, it manifests really confidently and abrasively.
Yeah.
Again, also with you, it's those things where it's like, not only are you rude, but if I'm like trying to walk down a hallway and you're standing in the middle of the hallway looking at your phone, and I go, "Excuse me, Dana," in that tone, you'll go, "Don't say that to me." So it's like, not only are you rude, you also don't like it when other people are trying to not be rude.
I am sometimes irritated by politeness as we know it in society.
Yeah, as we know it in society.
Yeah, I don't love when people are overly polite. That pisses me off. It pisses me off. I hate excuse me. I literally think I'd rather you like hip check me and like send me flying across the room.
No, you wouldn't. That's insane. Also, I wouldn't rather do that. Forget you. To just like walk down the hallway, I don't want to have to like, even setting aside the whole like, domestic violence angle of that.
Right.
I don't want to have to just like suplex an adult person just to like get to the kitchen. You know, if I want to get like a glass of water out of the fridge, I don't want to have to like, you know, deadlift you who, you know, I was about to be like I was about to guess your weight. And I was like, that kid, that's a recipe for disaster.
No, guess it.
I don't know. You know what's crazy? I legit don't know your weight. I have no clue. I don't know what a woman's supposed to weigh. And that's not me being like polite or even like a pick me. It's like, I literally don't know what a normal weight.
You have a gun to your head. You have to guess.
Yeah, I assume you're holding the gun.
Yeah, I'm holding the gun. I'm like, guess.
You're like, yeah, let me get my gun out real quick. How
Yeah.
much do I weigh?
Yeah.
I'm not being facetious. I legitimately don't know.
You have to guess.
I'm just trying to, I worry now.
You have to guess. Just guess.
I worry now that like, no matter what number I say, if I say the wrong number, you're like going to be offended. I'm like, I truly don't know what a
You
good
just have
number
to
is.
guess. You have to guess.
104 pounds. Is that too much or too little?
I don't weigh 104 pounds, but I have weighed 104 pounds when we were together. Like I weighed 104 pounds a couple years ago when I was on Adderall and I had the flu. So like I weigh 104 pounds when things are really not going well for me.
Okay.
But right now I probably weigh like 124 pounds would be my guess.
Okay. And that's great.
Yeah. But my weight fluctuates like crazy.
Well, my weight fluctuates like crazy too.
Yeah. Well, your weight doesn't fluctuate. You've just gained a lot of weight.
But it also, I feel like I feel like I'm always fluctuating 7 pounds in either direction.
I think that's normal though. I think no one is meant to be the same weight all the time, which is why I have a lot of issue with weigh yourself culture. Okay, I also see like there's so much fear mongering that happens on like the like diet internet. Like there's like, you know, weight loss internet. People are always like, if you wear loose jeans or sweatpants, you will be gaining weight, da da da. And I'm like, because you won't know that your clothes don't fit you anymore. And I'm like, but by that logic, it's like, okay, but I could also be losing weight. Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't really. That it's just like such a fallacy that also our bodies aren't supposed to change or fluctuate a little bit.
Well, I think it's like the key is like I just do feel like obviously outside of like health issues or whatever, that side between you and your doctor or whatever. But I'm like, I just don't think you're supposed to be thinking about that stuff. I just feel like that stuff's not supposed to be on your mind.
No.
Because also like you can gain weight and have it be good weight. You can lose weight and have it be like bad weight, which dude, every single time someone posts like an Ozempic weight loss pic, I'm like, I'm sorry, did the weight all come out of your skeleton?
Yeah.
You look weird.
Okay, wait, this is a hot take. I think that what about your body is your business is your day-to-day habits and how you live your life. So I think what is your business is how much you work out, making sure you're not eating too much and drinking enough water and stuff like that. Like that is your business. It is your business to take care of your body and like know what you're putting into it and know that you're exercising enough. What is not your business actually is the results of that.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And obviously like, you know, different strokes for different folks. Like some people want to, you know, work on exactly what their physique looks like. But I'm like, in my personal opinion, and I say this as someone who has been hospitalized for an eating disorder, not to brag.
I like how like you said that you had to make that sound goofy so it was more comfortable for the listener.
Right.
You're like, as someone who was sent to the mental hospital for an eating disorder. That's like in order to like
as someone who almost died because they wouldn't eat enough food.
Yeah, that's the only way to like make like terrible life experiences palatable to a stranger is you have to use a funny voice. You have to be like, I almost took me own life, I did.
Yeah. And I almost took me own life, I did.
She almost took her own life.
I did. But I'm just like, no, I truly think what is your business is how you're taking care of yourself. What is not your business is necessarily what the results of that look like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also, again, I do.
And like we talk about, you should like your body. Like we are anti-body neutrality.
Have we talked about this before?
Yeah. I don't think so. Not on the podcast.
Yeah. I'm against, okay. I was like, I could be taken out of context.
Yeah.
But also that implies a scenario where this podcast is famous enough for our clips to be taken out of context, which I'd love to get there.
I'm so excited for clips from our podcast to be taken out of context.
Well, I'm so excited for our podcast to get successful enough that I get the Dax Shepard edit, where suddenly everyone acts like everything I say is the spookiest, most evil shit.
Dun, dun, dun. And they say that they can tell that I'm scared.
They can always tell.
And I'm doing hand signals for help.
Well, Dax Shepard will say something like, yeah, you know, I used to have waffles for breakfast. And then I told Kristen, I'm like, I just don't think I can eat any waffles anymore. And the comments would be like, you can tell she's scared of him. You can tell that she was afraid that if she gave him a waffle, she doesn't know what he'd do. And hey, maybe. Who am I to say?
Maybe if she gave him a waffle, she
doesn't know what he'd do. Yeah. Also, my thing is like, why are you listening to Dax Shepard's podcast in the first place?
Right.
It's like all these like, I'll see like these theories on the internet about Dax Shepard being evil, and it's just like from like girls in their 20s. I'm like, you're listening to Dax Shepard's podcast?
Yeah, I didn't know that was the target demo.
Like, I always thought the
Listen
target.
to our podcast.
Yeah, come on, say I'm evil.
Say that Robert's evil.
Yeah.
Dax has had enough attention.
Give it to me.
Give it to
I
Robert.
always knew Robert had a sinister vibe. Dude, someone commented on a clip of the two of us just talking about how we're engaged to be married, and someone commented, I thought you were siblings. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
We would be the weirdest family
Yeah.
of all time if we were siblings. You didn't think we were
You
siblings.
didn't think we were siblings.
No, you
How
didn't.
would we be siblings?
No. You probably did think I was gay.
Yeah.
That's so. I see how you got there. Here's the thing: when everyone comments you're gay, lavender marriage, I'm
We
like, okay,
see how you got there.
I see your work.
Yeah.
But when you say, "Oh, I thought you were siblings," no, you didn't. Show
That
your
being
work.
said, Robert and I did have a phase where both of us were bleach blonde, and we did look like evil sibling villains.
We did look like evil siblings.
We looked like evil siblings.
Yeah, we both were bleach blonde.
Period. We were both bleach blonde, and we had a manic energy about us, probably from an external point of view.
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, I can't argue with that.
No, we were going through something.
Dude, when I had my hair bleached, every single time I would go to get my hair cut. Okay. One time I had my hair bleached and I looked so insane that when I went to get my hair cut, the woman cutting my hair, at one point she goes, oh, when you leave here, people are going to think I did this to you. I was like, what? She's like, your hair. They're going to think I bleached your hair. And then I was like, oh, you know, it's fine. Actually, my girlfriend just likes to bleach hair. So like I had her bleach my hair because she likes to do it. And she went, oh, you love her. What is interesting is I wanted my hair bleached.
Yeah.
So it's my own manic energy. But also
Yeah.
even that is so interesting. I was manic.
Yeah.
I was manic and I said, bleach my hair. And yet people look at that and they go, well, he is a reasonable young lad and he just lets his crazy psycho girlfriend
Yeah.
bleach his hair because he loves her.
Dude, wait, actually that's like a dynamic that I think is kind of underexplored is when a guy has a crazy girlfriend. I'm like, what you don't understand is that guy has to be crazy too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they're like, oh my God, his girlfriend lights his clothes on fire. He has a crazy girlfriend. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, he has a thing for getting his clothes lit on fire.
He likes this man, loves when his clothes are burning.
You're like, oh, his girlfriend goes through his phone. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but what you don't know is like, he's so excited about her going
Well,
through his
he
phone.
like deliberately put stuff on his phone for her to get mad at.
He's just like messaging other girls,
Yeah.
not because he wants to like do anything with them, because he wants his girl to find it.
Well, again, I know a couple like this where I'm like, I swear from the bottom of my heart, I know that the guy never would have cheated on this girl. And I know that this girl would leave the guy if she thought that he wouldn't, if that makes sense.
She
And
likes
so
the drama.
I do think there is a kind of couple where the guy almost like baits the girl because if he doesn't, the girl will get bored and leave.
I also think that truly goes both ways. Like, I've known so many couples where they're always like, you know, suspicious of one another or
Yeah.
worried about them cheating or can I even trust them or they're being shady. And both of them are always saying that about the other. And so in a small like sample size, you're like, oh, wow, that's a really dramatic couple. But then I've known couples who are like that, but for their whole relationship, which
Yeah.
goes on years. I'm like, no, you're actually a very stable, boring couple.
Yes.
You have to pretend there's drama just recreationally.
to keep it fun.
To keep it fun. Neither one of you would cheat on the other. Both
No.
of you know that.
Yeah.
But both of you also want to kind of play the game of like, do you think he's messaging other girls?
Right.
Do you think like she's like messaging other guys?
Yeah.
And it's just to kind of
It's
like,
just that's the game.
that's the game.
And again, I think that's really it's just so interesting because again I'm like that's not a game that I don't like that game.
You don't need to play. Well, here's the thing. You don't need to
I
play
like the
games
game.
like that because you're just like you bring it with your takes. You'll say hot takes where I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
No need to like kind of invent things to keep the spark alive. You're out here like, hey, I'm pretty sure everyone thought that I had a mental disability, but really I was just the best reader in my school, which is why they made me walk a mile in the winter away from everyone else and read
Yeah.
by the creek.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't need to be like, and also on top of that, let me see your phone.
But yeah, I guess when you're both crazy for real You don't need like, petty drama games.
We don't need to play your petty, immature games.
Yeah.
We just want to kind of get matching outfits and bleach our hair for a year and a half straight, doing permanent damage to our scalp for God knows why.
Yeah.
God knows why.
Yeah. And that's what we do to keep the spark alive.
Yeah.
Matching outfits, lavender marriage accusations, sibling accusations.
Chemically burn our own scalps.
Chemically burning our own scalps.
I know it, dude. It was funny because like when you had your bleached hair, I told you like I think you should go back to your Dana classic look.
Yeah.
2 things. 1, you hated me saying that.
I did. I got really mad at him. And I just felt like you were trying to box me into an identity that I wasn't ready to reclaim.
Okay. And 2, there is something funny though about me having the identical bleached hair.
Yes, yeah.
Being like, Dana, you've really got to go back to your natural hair.
Well,
me with my bleached white Draco Malfoy hair being like, Dana. Bleached hair, it's just not the look for you.
Again, white kettle calling white pot. Bleach kettle calling bleach pot.
If it isn't the bleached kettle, calling the bleached pot.
Yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely I think there's an element of, well, Robert thinks he's a natural blonde. So I do think like you thought that the bleached hair was just like an escalation of your natural hair, no?
I'm sorry, but like
what?
Telling someone who grew up blonde but isn't anymore that they think they're a natural blonde is the most devastating thing you can say to someone.
Yeah.
It's the meanest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you do think that you're a natural blonde. There's a level of like cognitive dissonance there.
Well, you see, I like to okay, I was very blonde as a kid, and then as I got older, my hair became brunette. But I prefer to think of blonde as like playing in the NFL, where it's like even after you retire, it's like you're still like you're kind of an athlete forever, you know? You're still in the league, you know?
Yeah. Everyone who was blonde as a child, just doesn't matter how dark their hair gets, they will always be blonde at heart.
Well, it's like, you know how sometimes like there's like a football game or a sporting event, like old guys who used to play on the team will like walk the sidelines and kind of like, that's me like walking around blonde people. I'm like, yeah, I used to play this game just like you.
Us, blonde, just 2 blondes.
Dude, when I was up until 7th grade, I had blonde hair and straight A's, and it all went downhill from there.
And now you're circling the drain.
Now I'm just some sort of funny clown with shit grades and brown hair.
And shit hair.
Shit grades and shit hair.
We don't get grades anymore. Actually, I'm grading you right now, and you're getting a C. We should give each other grades at the end of the episode.
You'd hate that.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't like it.
Well, because even if we laughed, if I'm like, ha, you get an F, ha, it'd be like an hour later, and you'd just be like, just feel like I did better than an F.
Well, I have noticed that sometimes you guys, I'll be editing the podcast, and I'll notice that like Robert's clearly mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, in the podcast.
No, because
I'll have
you
to
can't
edit
say
out.
this to them.
Okay.
By the way, editing out parts where like say like, okay, editing out the parts, but then telling the audience about the parts where you can just tell on my face.
Okay. I'll edit this out too.
Edit this one out too.
Okay.
And then don't worry, I won't make any faces.
All right.
I love the idea of like, I love the idea of like just trying to plant Easter eggs for the future where I get the Dax Shepard edit. Yeah. We're just like at random points you're telling a story and I just look like that.
You can tell he hates when she tells a story.
You could tell he hates to tell the story. Yeah. Okay, but I do also do want to talk about this. In many ways, I'm grateful that I didn't get good grades in high school because more often than not, getting good grades in high school breaks people's brains.
Oh, it sets you up for failure. It also makes you really resentful of everyone who didn't get good grades in high school because you saw them having fun and you saw them not making the sacrifices that you thought you were making for a greater future that you thought was promised to you and ultimately was not.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, because the whole thing about a lot of people who get straight A's in high school is they're told, suffer now. It'll all pay off later. And they'll look at other people who are like getting B's and they'll be like, well, wait a minute, they're having a little more fun. And they're like, don't worry, life's going to kick their ass. And then you all like get out into the real world. Life's kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like life's fun for anybody. But the straight A students look at like the B student who's like getting their ass kicked by life same as them. And they're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be better than that guy.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sucks.
Well, it instills within you a superiority for a skill that doesn't matter and actually just makes you kind of a mindless droid.
Which is, by the way, good for some professions. It's just like, if you want to be a surgeon, you know what I mean? Or like whatever those finance guys do. But also I feel like finance guys don't get good grades. What do finance guys, like, what is their background?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think here's my thing about finance guys. I think it's like the idea behind getting good grades in high school is that it gets you into a name brand college. And then you get whatever kind of grades you get at the name brand college. And then while you're at the name brand college, you make connections in like business frats. And then that's how you get into like finance and consulting and like all of those kind of like.
Yeah, so to get a job in finance, you get good enough grades in high school to get accepted to a name brand college, and then you rush a frat, take a few spankings for 4 years.
Yes.
And then after you reach your designated number of spankings, you get to go intern at Goldman Sachs.
Exactly.
Understood.
I think it's people who get straight A's in college who are the bitter ones.
Yeah, and people who get straight spankings in fraternities in college are the successful ones.
They are the successful ones. How much you get spanked is directly correlated to how successful you are in our society.
Well, it is always funny because
true.
like so many U.S. presidents were in fraternities, and it's like, wow, you've all been spanked.
They've all been spanked by each other.
By each other, probably.
And a lot of them probably had like, I would guess, wood sticks up their rumps. It seems like that's kind of.
Well, now we're inventing lore.
I didn't invent that.
I guess that's true. They have the paddle. Well, it's like they have those paddles. It's like, don't they literally get spanked with those paddles?
They do.
That's a real thing.
But
right?
in SVU, I think there's, sometimes they break off the handle of the paddle and they sodomize each other with it.
But sometimes SVU, I swear to God, some SVU plots are like, I can feel you laughing in the writer's room.
They're laughing. They're like, what if something really fucked up happened?
Or like, fucked up. Want to see something crazy? Opens Final Draft. The writers of SVU are like, want to see something fucking nuts? Opens Final Draft.
I don't understand. He broke off the handle of the paddle and shoved it up his ass. No, wait. That's someone else would say that. Like Olivia Benson would say it. Wait, so he took the handle of the paddle and shoved it up this kid's ass, and then Ice-T would be like, "These kids are sick."
Yeah. Well, Ice-T, or they'd be like, "Wow." Talk about up the river without a paddle.
Talk about up the river without a paddle.
And then your mom would watch that and she'd be like, so I hear that a lot of kids your age are ripping the handle off paddles and sticking it up their rumps. And then me, like, I'm nervous because I have one on my ass right now. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Mom, you idiot.
Mom, that would be crazy.
Mom, I'm trying to become the president. Don't you want me to become the president?
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of crazy. JFK was busted.
Physically?
Well, he was kind of ugly.
I thought he was hot.
But that's the thing. Everyone says JFK's hot. Then you look at a picture and you're like, what the fuck? It's like Quasimodo went to Men's Warehouse.
Damn. That's pretty brutal for you to say. That being said, I don't think people were like, I think people have gotten hotter.
That's true.
Especially men. Okay, I also will say this. It's like people used to age so rapidly. Like,
that's true.
People looked old as fuck. Like, okay, if we were to travel back to the 60s, people wouldn't even know what to do with us because we don't look like anyone in the 60s.
Well, yeah, you think you're being treated like an alien now.
Right.
I might become president.
In the 60s, yeah. Maybe.
I might be able to take over.
Maybe.
No, I wouldn't. They'd be like, they wouldn't respect me. They'd be like, you've never had a paddle up your rump.
They can just look at you and tell that there's never been a splintery piece of wood up there.
Yeah. Well, it is also funny going back to the JFK thing, because that's always how they taught it in history class. They'd be like, JFK and Richard Nixon debated on television. And if you listen to radio, you thought Nixon won. But if you watch TV, you'd know JFK won because he was so much better looking. And then I think people go like, oh, well, that must mean JFK was good looking. It's like, well, anyone's going to look good looking sitting next to Richard Nixon, you know? It's like, that's like not really a fair thing.
Yeah.
I honestly, but yeah, no one was hot.
They were both chopped.
They were both chopped. Every president was chopped.
But there were like actors in that time that were hot, like Cary Grant.
Cary Grant was good looking, but then it is just like there were maybe 3 good looking people in that era: Marilyn Monroe, Cary Grant, and probably just like someone anonymous who we don't know. We have to leave one spot open for anonymous.
Yeah.
Outside
there
of that,
there are a lot of really attractive women. But here's what I'll say about everyone. Everyone looked old. Even women in their 20s, I'm like, they looked old. You don't have anything to say about that?
I think
real quiet on the women who look old front.
Well, because I would never comment about another woman's appearance unless it's to guess my fiance's weight on a podcast.
I love that you thought I was 104 pounds.
But
Especially because you know what's so funny about that is you be grunting when you pick me up to put me on the pull-up bar at the gym.
Okay.
So it's like, so you're just saying I can't comfortably lift 104 pounds.
Okay, you've really let me try to like decode what you just said to me
Yeah.
because it simultaneously felt like an insult and also like a defense against a feeling that I insulted you. First off, now I've started doing it as a joke. Whenever Dana wants to do a pull-up, I have to like lift her up to the bar. And so as a joke, sometimes I'll go, ugh.
Yeah.
Dana doesn't like it.
I did write a joke about this that I haven't done yet, about how I don't weigh myself, but I can always tell based on how much my fiance is grunting when he lifts me up to the pull-up bar if I need to cut back on dessert. Just kidding. If he needs to freaking lift more, that weak piece of shit.
Well, funny joke.
Something
I love
like
a joke where the
that.
punchline is I'm a weak piece of
Well-
shit. By the way, when you watch that joke and you see it for real on her channels, you better laugh as if it's the first time.
But I was going to consult you because I needed a punchier end.
All right, we'll think of something good.
Okay, good.
We'll think of something good.
Okay. Is that it for the Dick Night Milkshake podcast?
We actually have to
know.
drop it because then what if we
Sorry.
actually become known as the Dick Night Milkshake Podcast?
All I heard was if we become known.
Well,
You had me at if we are known.
if we're known.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Enough said.
Thank you for watching. Enough said.
Enough said.
And enough said.
Enough said. Do you have anything really edgy that we can end on? We didn't even get into body neutrality for next time.
Oh, we should talk about it. Should we?
Well, yeah. No, we can talk about it next time.
We were going to talk about body neutrality. We were going to talk about polyamory.
Up next on the Midnight Milkshake Podcast.
Body neutrality.
Polyamory.
And the comedy rule of threes.
Enough said.
Okay.